Hello again, guys. It's Man King Commodore here with another computer video for you, but not in the same sense as I usually do. This time it's about the really yellowed Commodore 64C that I picked up a while ago, as you probably saw in some of my earlier videos. This computer I've looked at for a while and kind of wished it was in better condition, and thought about painting quite a few times, and now I think I'm going to finally do it. I saw a guy on the internet basically painted up to look like a Sinclair Spectrum, and I thought that was a really good idea, but I'm not going to be doing the Sinclair livery, but instead just going gloss black, and that way it'll kind of look modern. I have a black Sharp TV that I use from the 90s, and that way it'll kind of match that. And I have another 1541C floppy disk drive that I can paint to match also, so that'll be kind of nice. I'll have a nice black Commodore 64C that'll all match. Now, of course, the keyboard I won't be painting. As you can see here, here's the original one, and it is properly yellowed. I will not be doing anything with this. This will just be going on my parts shelf. I will be using one of these, a regular Commodore 64 keyboard in there. Not this particular one, because as you can see, all the letters are yellowed also. I have another one in a dead Commodore 64 that I didn't feel like pulling out to show you right now, but I will be putting that in here when we get around to that. As for now, I'm just going to show painting this. So let's go ahead and put the primer coat on here. Okay, what I'm going to be doing is painting the inside of it first to see how well this plastic primer actually bonds to this plastic on this old Commodore 64C. So let's go ahead and do that here. Let's make absolutely sure, and then dust it. Okay, and we'll just let that kind of set up, and I'll come back to it in a little while. Okay, it's a little while later, and I'm just going to shoot the other side real quick before it gets dark. It's not quite set up yet, but it should be good. I just don't want to leave it out here because, you know, as it is, stuff's sticking to it. You know, just stuff blowing around. It's just not nice. Right now it should be dry. I've removed most of the shit that's stuck into it. But I'll just do this side and then bring it in to dry this time. And that should remove the possibility of stuff sticking to it. Man, I suck at painting. Okay, so there's the first coat. I guess we could just sand it down to make it more perfect, but it's pretty good from here. I guess I'll just go ahead and call it a night and bring this inside. Okay, so this is after a second coat of primer, and I'm going to go ahead and start the process of painting it black here. Hopefully this paint sticks. It's supposed to be like a 2-in-1. We'll see what happens here. Hopefully this works. Oh yeah, that should be good. Okay, here goes nothing. Oh, this is gonna be so cool. I've also done the diskette drive for this C64, since I actually have 3 diskette drives. So I kept one C64C diskette drive, 1541 drive, beige, since it was in better condition than this one, and then I decided to create a black one for this machine, so I'd have one nice matching set, and then I'll go find myself a black joystick and some other black peripherals, maybe a mouse. I'll paint that black, do some other interesting stuff. Should be pretty cool either way. I got the sticker for the bottom of this thing, so I'm going to stick that back on here after this. Oh, this should be really cool. Make sure I get all the grills here. And then just go ahead and let it dry, just as we did with the primer coat. And then I can go ahead and do the other side. Cool as beans. And we'll be right back then when that happens. Okay, so here it is a couple of days later and a couple of paint layers later. Now that I'm happy with it, I've assembled the whole machine, and here it is before you, the black semi-gloss Commodore 64 Model C. I went ahead and stuck the stickers back on there and put the keyboard I was talking about before in there, and as you can see, it is a lot whiter and just generally better looking than that other one I had at the beginning of the video. The ports and stuff all match the paint. It looks really nice all put together, I think, at least. Everything just looks really good. I'm really surprised and quite pleased with it, because I've never painted anything and had it turn out this nice. Plastic things just don't seem to paint well, so for something like this to actually work is amazing. I went ahead and stuck the stickers back on the back. I saved all those and didn't paint over them. So it has all the authentic Commodore 64 stickers back on the machine. And in addition to the main computer unit, I went ahead and painted a 1541 drive, just like I said I was going to. And this was one of those beige ones that come with the C64C. This was the yellowed one that actually came with this unit. And went ahead and painted this to match. So as you can see, it kind of picks up fingerprints, and I had some imperfections there, but overall looks pretty good, I think. I even went so far as to stick the stickers back on the back here with all the warning labels and stuff, and couldn't remember if this one was on the drive or the unit itself, but stuck it on here for good measure anyway. Now I will go ahead and plug it all in here and show you, but before I do that, I just want to tell a little story about this joystick. This is not an original Atari joystick. This is from a flashback, and they actually use Atari compatible joysticks, and I had completely forgotten that, but I went into the attic to find a joystick for this machine because my TAC-5 I planned to use with this turned out it didn't work. Went into the attic to find something and saw the Atari flashback sitting there. I went, you know what? I wonder if those controllers are hardwired into there or if they use the old Atari thing. They do. You can actually use the Atari flashback console controllers with these old systems, so that is pretty cool. I don't know if you knew that, but it's a little tidbit. If you see those at Goodwill, you might want to grab them for the controllers. So I'll be right back once all this is plugged in, and I will show you it in action. Okay, so here it is all plugged in and ready to go. Let's go ahead and turn on the disk drive, the monitor, which is just a regular 14-inch sharp television set, as I said before. Turn that on, and the C64C is working. Now I have my floppy disk box over here, and I have some software for this system ready to go that I can show you. But I'd like to show you something that isn't a video game. It's called Paperback Writer 64, and it is a word processor for the Commodore 64 that, in my opinion, is pretty impressive, because it has all the features you would want for a modern word processor. And if I could get the printer to work with this system, I would be more than happy to use this as my main word processing computer. Okay, so I've gone ahead and moved the camera up so you can see the monitor more clearly, and we'll go ahead and run the program here. This is Paperback Writer 64, a word processor for the Commodore 64. Just give it a sec here, and it will catch up, read it from its memory, and run the program, because it's already loaded in, so it should go. There we go, and we got the crack throw, of course, and then load the actual program. And you can see me there in the screen, unfortunately. So, yes. Give it a sec here. And you can actually choose from a wide array of printers available for the Commodore 64 here, including Epson printers, which I didn't know they did. But apparently, yeah, there is Epson printers available for the Commodore 64. I have the Oki Mate 10 printer for the Commodore 64, and it absolutely sucks. Don't get one if you want to get a printer for the Commodore 64. Get anything else. Don't get that, because it is basically an electric crayon. It uses wax ribbon ink and stamps that on the page, and it's so crude and rudimentary. It's freaking ridiculous. So yeah, avoid those like the plague. As for now, I'm just going to click ASCII because I don't have a printer hooked up. And I just want to show you what this thing is capable of. It's pretty impressive for a word processor from 1985. It shows you how little word processing has actually changed over the years. So, you have a page here, and this actually has word wrap. What you do is you hit F5 to get the options for the page. Set the left margin. You want to set it, in most cases, 10 characters away from the edge of the page. Now you want to set the right margin to, in most instances at a 12-point font, it is 60 characters across, so that means 70 characters from the left end of the page is where you want the right margin to be. Now, you can set the tab here for indentation. I haven't personally, although I could make it 4. Right now it's set to 12, which seems a bit excessive. It should really be something like 4. Because that's usually what you do on a typewriter. Margin release, no. Centering, no. You can do this though. Look, you have right align. Oops, hit the wrong button. Right align, justify, centering. You can do spacing. You can change the pitch, which I am going to change actually. It's set to 10 by default. Pitch is your font size. So 10-point font is a little small. 12 is more ordinary. That's what we use usually for everything else. Forced page tells it to break the page. Oops, back. Oh, man, I'm not used to the cursors on this thing. Just bear with me for a sec. There we go. Blank lines, not sure what that does. Top border, obviously if you want to add some kind of title to the pages, the date and stuff, that's fine. You can do that. I don't. Page length is typically 60 lines to a page. I don't know why that was 66. It seems a little weird. Printed lines, what is that? 60, yeah. Lines per inch, I'm going to leave the same, but you can change that. It's set to 6 at the moment. Page number, it basically automatically does that. Printer offset, pause printer. You can set up the header and footer. Now this, I think if you wanted to say something on the top or bottom. Header, footer, left, right. Header pitch, footer pitch. Redefine characters, external file, and next link file if you want to reference a different file. That's it for the options, but that is quite a lot of options, and it ends up giving you a very sophisticated word processor. It's really nice. Look at this. So we hit tab. Oops. See, something I always do is I accidentally always hit home, and if you hit home twice it sends you back to the top of the page, but delete is right next to that. Dog is what I meant to type. So if we continue on, doink, it does word wrapping, which is really cool. But not only that, we can go back and we can hit, it was Control U gives us underline. See? And then if we hit Control U again, it goes away. Oops, hit the wrong thing. Control U. Sorry, trying to look through this and say it at the same time. Messed it up. Hold on, Control U. There we go, went away. Now we can go type a little bit normal. Then we can go Control Italic, gives us italic. Control I is Control Italic. Control B gives us bold. And you can combine these. You can go Control I and Control U, and you have italic, underlined, bold letters. And that's something. So, if we, just reset to normal. If we go ahead and we look at F7, that gives us our help stuff, and it shows you different help things. Now, you can, obviously this is tips on how to control the movement of the cursor. If we go back into here, we can go text manipulation, and that tells us all our commands to get capital letters and things like that. It's pretty cool. Go back again. We can go text enhancement and bold-faced italics, superscript and subscript this thing is capable of, so you can have a small O to denote degrees in Fahrenheit or Celsius. We can do stuff like that, or raise to the second power. It's pretty capable for a word processor from 1985. I was really amazed when I started looking at this thing, and it's really impressive. I wish I could get a printer to work with it, because it would be really cool to actually print some reports for college or something using my Commodore 64 here. That would be really neat. So for the next thing I want to show you guys, I'm going to show you guys a couple of games, starting with Eliminator for the Commodore 64. So let's come back when I've got that loaded. Okay. Eliminator is a racing game that runs towards the horizon. So basically you have various levels, and obviously this is a cracked version I got off of a archive site that archives all these old games I'd copied to floppy disks using an XA1541 cable. This is a really cool game. It looks really cool, the music is really cool, and the gameplay is simple and easy to learn. And it's just a pretty neat game. I saw it first on YouTube on some obscure list, and I don't know how many people know about this one, but it's a really cool game. It was also made for the Atari and the Atari ST, and the Amiga systems. And those ports are, they're better graphically, but I really like the way the Commodore 64 version looks and the music for it. So let's go ahead and play that a little bit to show you exactly what it's like. It's really fun. I really like it. On this side you got weapons, there's your lives, oops, and then above that is your ammo. Well, you got your lives, which are the green dots. Oops, I missed it, crap. You gotta dodge obstacles. Those colored triangles you saw were actually pickups. The yellow is ammo, and the red, these are bad guys. The red is health. There we go. Alright. It is hard playing through a viewfinder here. Wow. This game is so cool. There we go. Now I got the double shot. Oh, just missed that. music is just so cool. I love it. I really hope someone eventually remakes this game. It would be really cool in actual 3D. But for now, I'm really just happy playing this. I'll play this on emulations or whatnot. There we go. More ammo. These make you jump. So you can jump over obstacles. They'll come in handy on later stages when you have to switch sides when there's something in the middle preventing you from actually... I should have got those guys. Ah, I crashed into him. But anyway, yeah, so that's Eliminator. It's a really cool game. If you haven't heard about it, go ahead and try it. It is so much fun. It's just, it doesn't look like anything right now. Well, for one, because I'm not very good at it. But because it moves so slowly, it deceives you as not being that cool. But when you go to play it, it is so satisfying. It's just classic arcadey goodness. It really is just a classic game. So yeah, go out and try this one. For the next game, we'll go ahead and try Commando, because I know I got that in my library. And I haven't had trouble playing that one because it is extremely difficult. So, without much further ado, let us switch over to Commando. Okay, so here's Commando. And once again, this is another version I got off an archive site. So it asks you if you want to load files and stuff, but I think this is pretty much original. Go ahead and wait for this to catch up here. Classic loading. There we go. Commando. This is actually the second release. This is the arcade version, so it is slightly improved. But I like to set it to have the original Rob Hubbard music from the C64 original version. And let's go ahead and play a little bit of that. Okay, the original Rob Hubbard music. Shit, that was fast. Usually I don't do that bad. But like I said before, I'm not very good at this. Whoa! Reminds me of the old Mad Max game for NES, which was really hard. Well, hard and not that good either, so... Oh my god. Oh god, he got me. Go! Shit. One more. Oh, I'm so dead. Oh yeah, that's it. Game over. But yeah, that's Commando. It is pretty famous, but really impossible. So, yeah, go check that one out also. Commando, everybody knows Commando. That is looked into the C64. So, yeah, that's a good one. Obviously, everybody knows that. I have a couple more to show that you might not know about. Okay, the next game up is Sigma 7. Another kind of shmup game. Really good, though. Another one I accidentally stumbled across, and I'm really glad that I did, because it is pretty cool. I actually really like this one, and again, the music is really good. So, without much further ado, let us wait for it to load, and give it a shot. Sigma 7. There we go. Some of that music. Again, Rob Hubbard. He made all the best music. Press forward when ready. You got your little spaceship, and you got to avoid these while somehow not dying. Oh shit, he got me. Fuck, it's twice now. I think I got one more shot of not screwing it up. But I can't hit anything! How the fuck am I doing this? Did it? No way. Okay, so that's the first stage. And then you go into a factory. Activating factory. And you have to go pick up these little pill things like Pac-Man. And as you see, your spiral up at the top there, your spiral, disappears. Or, shit. How the fuck am I doing this? Come on, stupid controller. Ah, it got me. No. I don't actually know what those things are. No! I think that's it. Oh no, one more. Jesus! Yeah, that's it. End of game. But yeah, that is Sigma 7. A shoot 'em up from the 80s for the Commodore 64. And it is really, really good. I think, at least, from what I've seen so far. I really like it, and I'm going to be playing this until I actually beat the stupid thing. Same with the other one I showed you. Not Commando, Eliminator. Eliminator was really good, in my opinion. That is, you know, why that doesn't make the top of the charts is just beyond me. So, for the next game, I'm going to stray from the shmup line of things I've been showing you, and show you a kind of legendary game that maybe not a whole lot of people know about. So I'll be right back with that. Well, due to some technical difficulties, I can't show the game I actually wanted to show you, which was Elite, but instead I'll be showing you another arcade shoot-'em-up called 1942. It's a really good one, and lots of fun. Another one I fully intend to put a lot of hours on and play all the way through, or at least give it my best shot. I don't even know if that's actually possible with these games. Do they have ends? Still, it'd be pretty cool to find out. So, wait for that to load, and we'll show it off here. Obviously, another crack trail. Okay. There we go. 1942 for the Commodore 64. It is pretty classic arcade fun. Oh, shit. Whew. Oh, I missed the POW. Ah, that was bogus. Shit. Okay. Let me try that once more. Shit. Ah. Shit. Well, anyway, that's 1942 for the Commodore 64. It's a pretty good arcade game. As you saw, it's really tough and frustrating, but so good. You can see my score right there. Mad King Corduroy, I think that was my highest score. Yeah, pretty far, but I'm sure some other people are a lot better at this than me. It's such a good game. So, that is the Commodore 64C in black, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm Mad King Corduroy, and this is Transcendental Airwaves. Tune in again for more stuff like this. There will be lots more computer videos in the future, including more Macintosh stuff. I picked up a couple more, so you can expect that in the future. Thanks for watching.